Welcome to part 4 of neuroembryology for medical students. This episode concerns itself mainly with pathology and how pathological processes occur. Well, they occur when a process is imperfect, when there's a defect in the normal. And these are three structures which can have defects in them which give rise to from fairly serious to inconsequential sequelae. So let's have a look at neurotube defects first, as they're quite common. The neuropore forms at both the cranial and the caudal end of the neural tube as it's developing, and they close within a day of each other. However, if the caudal neuropore fails to close, it can give rise to a condition known as spina bifida. There's two subsections of spina bifida, occulta and aperta. We'll go through those in a sec. Also, the cranial neuropore can fail to close, giving a fairly serious problem known as anencephaly, the failure of the brain and skull to form properly. 1 in 10,000 births have this condition, although the actual incidence is unknown due to spontaneous miscarriage. On spina bifida, there's occulta, means hidden, and aperta, which is apparent. And occulta you can't see on looking at the subject, and aperta, it's obvious. We'll go through what these mean. Spina bifida occulta. There's no vertebral arch covering the spinal cord and the meninges from the posterior wall. However, the spinal cord and the meninges are where they're supposed to be, and they're fully functional. The only strange abnormality is this tuft of hair that appears on the back over the area that has not got this vertebral arch, down to some sort of signalling malfunction. The neural tube itself stimulates bone to grow over it, and in its absence, this hair seems to be there. Onto spina bifida aperta. First of all, we have cystic hair, which is a very common one. You've got involvement of the nerves and the meninges, thus the interchangeable name myelomeningeal. It's a cyst with nerves and meninges in it. We have a meningeal, which just involves the meninges. The spinal cord is still inside the body where it's supposed to be, fully functional. And onto myeloschisis, which is the most common, most severe form of spina bifida, where the nerves themselves are exposed directly to the atmosphere. So we can alter the incidence of spina bifida by providing a pregnant person with folic acid, and the current guidelines are 400 micrograms a day. The original trial gave pregnant women 4 milligrams of folic acid, and they found that a 72% decrease in incidence was observed. Enough vitamin A, very important micronutrient, and during the early stages of gestation, if this is either too much or too little, this can give serious teratogenic problems. So in the Western diet, vitamin A is never too low, good nutrition, but taking vitamin A supplements in the early gestation is inadvisable. On to primitive streak defects. The primitive streak, which regresses towards the caudal end normally, if that fails to completely disappear, and gets what's known as a sacrococcygeal teratoma, which, as the name suggests, affects the pelvis. It's often mistaken for spina bifida as a large swelling in the pelvis on the posterior aspect. However, as a teratoma, it's got all those germ layers, it's got limited potential. Notochord defects, you get a chordoma, which first is extremely rare, 1 in 1 million, and these happen either at the clivus, at the cranial end, or in the coccyx at the caudal end. Either one or the other, that seems to be where the notochord regresses to before it disappears. Okay, so question time. What should you prescribe a newly pregnant woman to ensure a healthy neural tube development?